Hi everyone, my name is Heather and I'm Audrey and Kate's mom, and I want to give you guys a little update on how things are going in our house. And I guess the main topic will be the new change that we've decided to make with Kate and school. The new school year here in Japan started pretty much today on Monday the 6th, and we knew that the school system was going to be starting up for a new year, and Kate was going to be a 6th grader and Audrey is an 11th grader. And 6th grade in Japan, in case just as a kind of update, is the last year of elementary school. And we'd kind of been watching everything sort of slowly to see what was happening because right kind of conveniently after the announcement that the Olympics would be canceled till next year, all of a sudden there's all these cases of the coronavirus showing up in Tokyo. And there was a few even in Nagasaki, and there was even one very close to where we live, and we were worried that the school wasn't then taking that as a sign to kind of postpone when school started. I figured they could at least give us maybe 2 weeks to kind of see, to make sure that nothing developed from the cases that were in Nagasaki. But because Japan as a whole hasn't shut down or stopped people from traveling from one prefecture to the other, or any of those kinds of things haven't been put into place yet, it's sort of hard because everything keeps moving around, people keep moving around, you just don't know who has what where, and it just seemed a little up in the air. Now, to be fair, the schools in Japan don't have a lot of options though. There's not really any setting of knowing how to do online school. They're not in any way equipped for that. They've never tried it before. They've never even gotten anything even kind of close. So it's a big thing to do, and that certainly wouldn't be the way they'd have to handle it. They would probably need to do something where the students just wouldn't go to school, but they would still be given assignments and hopefully be able to maybe work out a way where they could turn in things or have time to talk to the teacher through something like FaceTime. But that's still not something they're moving towards, obviously. At the end of Kate's last year of 5th grade, they, had a vacation, or not a vacation, but the last 3 weeks of school were no school. And during that time, all that we got was homework. And you don't even really know if that counted, if they even graded it, if they're, it's all very strange. And it kind of goes along with the whole point that, you don't even really have to go, you still get a graduation paper. So it's sort of confusing how school works here. But so we're looking at all that and kind of thinking, okay, this is going to be weird. How hard will that be to have Kate go to school, and we have to always have all this stress of worrying, are they going to cancel that? Are they actually going to make us go to school on that day? With all these new cases in the news that are even getting closer and closer to where we live, why aren't they changing what they're doing? So people were, we were kind of, as a family, feeling a little stressed, like, what the heck, that's not cool. So we decided that maybe, that it would be cool if she could stay at home and, be able to study the stuff that she would be doing next year. So in case you're not familiar with it, Audrey homeschools and has ever since middle school. So she went all the way through 6th grade here, and then she's studied through the online school that's based in the States for 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, and now she's starting her 11th grade year. So she's on her 5th year now. And we had planned all along that Kate would do the same thing. She would finish out her 6th grade year, get to have all these fun experiences, and then be able to start off her junior, her what would be junior high here in Japan. She would start then by doing that online in the States. That was our whole plan all along. But this whole thing, all the things we thought that were going to be great about the 6th grade year, you get to go on a special road trip, you get to have all these things, and already stuff was starting to get canceled, and we're not really sure if even they're going to happen. So all the fun parts of what 6th grade was going to be was kind of disappearing. Now, the one thing, of course, that is a good plus is that by spending all 6 years in elementary school, you learn a great amount of vocabulary in Japanese. So we're going to continue doing that, of course. But we decided, okay, let's just go ahead and start her then. She'll have studied then an extra year longer in this online system than Audrey did. but we thought maybe that would be cool. And we talked to Kate about it, and she seemed like she was really excited about the idea. She thought it would be fun, but a little scary and a little hard because we've never really done much studying in English before. But I'll be working with her on that. So, when she saw what Audrey's been doing and how much fun she had studying and the fun topics that she got to study, and we looked at the curriculum for next year at the school in the States and all the kind of cool things that she'd get to learn about, and she was really excited. So we decided to go ahead and go forward with it, and we I had to go, first of all, today was the first day of school, so I had to call the school in the morning and tell them that she wasn't coming, and then I had to tell them, can I have a meeting with the principal? So Kate and I went and we talked to him and the other people there and told them what we were doing, and they were very cool about it and totally understood. And there's a kind of formality to it though, because you can't just stop going to school. In Japan, all the way through middle school is required for students. So if a student doesn't go to school, then the social services will come out and look and investigate the parents and see what's going on. So it's a required kind of thing. So you can't just all of a sudden decide not to go. Now you could still be enrolled and just never go to class and just keep saying, I don't feel like going, and they're fine with that, which is strange. But the minute you say you want to withdraw your child, they freak out. So now luckily this year, we talked to the people at Kate's school. They were totally fine with it. And then Masa called the city office to speak to the people there that are in charge of the sort of like, children's services, student, parent kind of thing, the PTA kind of, and stuff like that, the education group or whatever at the city office. And, we made the official request to have her taken out of school so that she can attend a different school. And they were totally fine with it. And the person we spoke to, it all went really great. And we're on the road to everything being fine. The only thing holding us back is we need the official verification of Kate's enrollment. And we can't get that yet because the school is still, it's Sunday still in the States. So we're still just waiting another day to finally get that. So everything went great this time. And we're super happy and excited. But when we did it with Audrey, it was really hard. And a lot of that was because nobody understood what we were doing. If you're Japanese and you just don't want your kid to go to school at the official school and you want to actually like homeschool them, that it's not allowed, kind of, basically. They make it really, really hard. But we had a loophole, and I had already researched that when we knew that we wanted Audrey to do this. I found a loophole that was written in the official documentation of the Japanese school board, kind of, that said if you are a student who is of another different nationality, you have a right to study in that place's education. And because Audrey and Kate are both Japanese and American, then they have a right to learn at an American school. So, or an English school basically too. So because of that, and it was written down there, but the thing I found on the internet was like a translation of it. But I told them like what article, what section of the law it was in and everything. But when we went to the city office, first they were totally cool. They're like, oh, this sounds great. What a fun idea. Have fun. And then they call us and say, oh, no, you can't do it. So we go back to the city office to talk to them again. And they're like, yeah, no, we heard from the higher ups. This is not allowed. You're not allowed to do this. Sorry, you're going to have to just go to school. So we were like, no, it says so in your law book right here that it's okay. And they're like, no, we don't know what you're talking about. They wouldn't listen, even though I kept saying to them, the only documentation I had was a translated version in English, and they wouldn't trust it, even though it said exactly where it was in the documentation. So they pushed us away, and we left once even, and we're like, crap, there's nothing, we can't get through to them. They're just not listening to what we're saying. And so finally, we were able to find the actual real documentation on the official webpage for the school board's book documentation thing. And it said exactly line for line what we're looking for in Japanese. Printed that out, brought it, showed it to them, and they were like, oh, oops, we're wrong. You're right. We're really sorry. And, they apologized a lot. I felt bad for them. I mean, all these people that work in the office, they're just, trying to do what they can to get by. And it's not like everybody knows every single law in the books. So I understand that it was hard. But And they apologized so much. I felt really bad. But it's like, you know, why would we just make this up? Why couldn't you guys have a little bit of belief in us here? So after all that terror, you know, 5 years ago now, they were fine with it, and we were able to get Audrey enrolled just fine. Now, we had to officially declare every year that she was enrolled for just the first, you know, few years until she was done, the first 3 years, to get through what would be Japan's middle school, so all the way through 9th grade. And then last year, 10th grade, we didn't have to do anything, because once you're after that grade, once you're in 10th, 11th, and 12th, they don't care. You don't even have to go to school. It's totally up to you. You can just do whatever you want. So we didn't have to report. So, but now, because we went through all that, we already know all the process and everything. When we called, they knew who we were. They already have on file that our sister's doing stuff. So everything is going a lot smoother this year. So we're very, very happy. So now, because we've got that going, now what we can do is I can teach Kate 6th grade and in English with the program that we have. And Audrey will continue doing her 11th grade year. And that means, of course, now that Audrey and Kate will both be home during the day, like always. So we'll still be busy, you know, doing studying time and, you know, have a good balance between the stuff that we normally do. But that's kind of like how it's been for the past couple months anyway, as we've been studying at home with Kate when she didn't have school. So I think it's going to go pretty good, and we'll be able to, you know, get Kate closer on her path to completely being more bilingual. So that'll be really cool. And, you know, we really have no idea what either of them are doing. You know, we want to keep them prepared and ready for either attending a school, for example, university in the States, in Japan, in England, wherever it might be. Who knows what they might plan to do, or they might choose not even to go to university. We have no idea. So we're just trying to make them have the most chances for whatever they want to do. So giving them, you know, unfortunately, if you just go to school here, you're not going to have a very good level of English. So if we really want them to improve their English, especially in terms of reading and writing ability, then really you have to go to a school. You can't just get it on your own, you know. So we're really pushing for that and hoping that she'll, you know, both of them will have the skills to have whatever they want open to them to choose from. So we'll have to see kind of what they decide to do. But so sadly, you know, there will be no more Kate's at school sign. That's all over. We're not going to use that anymore. And instead, you know, they'll both be here and home, and we'll be able to do stuff with them. We're looking forward to teaching Kate lots of other cool things that we don't get to do just at school, like video editing and maybe learning how to compose songs and doing all sorts of fun stuff. So it's going to be a good time, and we're really excited. And it also has that bonus of feeling a lot safer. You know, people just aren't really, I mean, I'm really, really hoping that all of the virus thing just blows over and it's over. You know, we get a little rise in numbers in Tokyo, and then it flattens out and it's done, you know. But if you look at every other country of the world, that's not how things have played out, right? So I kind of feel like it's probably not going to be so great. But I don't know. I don't know how we postponed and didn't have any trouble until now, why we're like the last country to have problems. But for whatever reason, that's where we're at right now. I do really think for a long time that a lot of the reason we didn't have a lot of cases was just because of the way people live here, you know. We might be smashed together really tightly on trains and stuff, but everybody, you know, is pretty good about, we just, you know, people here just don't like hug or touch each other very much, you know, so there's that whole thing. And, you know, everybody's pretty good on the scale of cleanliness. You know, people are very quick to always be washing their hands. Kids are taught that like repeatedly ingrained over and over and over again to wash your hands, wash your hands, wash your hands, wash your hands. So that's sort of a big part of the culture too. And then you have the whole fact that everybody wears masks all the time, especially as we're getting close to what we call Cahoon season, or the hay fever season here, which is so bad. Everybody just starts just automatically just wearing a mask all day long. And so when you add all that together, it kind of made sense how we didn't have that many cases, but it was also sort of like, really? I don't know. We also are not testing enough. There's a restriction of the fact that only official places and hospitals can have access to the tests. So, you know, like state-run hospitals, not official hospitals. If you're a doctor, obviously. But, you know, state-run, I should say, government-run places are the only ones that can have them right now. And that might be all changing. You know, all the laws are changing every day. I know we're already looking at the fact that the Prime Minister is very close to already getting close to declaring a national emergency. So we'll have to see what happens. But way down here where we are, I don't even know if anyone's going to do anything, you know. He's kind of leaving it up to everybody to locally decide some stuff, and because of that, we might not really make any changes down here. And I don't know if that'll be a good thing or not, but you know, I hope all of Kate's friends at school are safe and healthy, and you know, we're all trying, you know, as a family to do a lot of social distancing, even though nobody around us is. But we're trying, you know, to limit how much we go out a lot, and you know, making sure to always wear masks when we're out and all those kinds of things. But like I mentioned, it is hard here to like, for example, just prepare for food wise, because we just don't often have that much food around in our house. So I like really scared the lady at the grocery store yesterday because I bought so much food. She's like, "Why are you buying this much food?" You know, usually you just buy what you need for the night and you go back the next day usually. So it's sort of a strange kind of thing here. But I think, you know, we're hoping that if by we doing this we can prevent ourselves from getting sick, that would be a good thing. So we're trying to stay safe, and we won't be visiting Audrey and Kate's grandma very often right now, just because it would be safer to not, so you won't get to see all of her yummy food. But we're just trying to keep clear of that to try to keep the girls safe. So we'll have to see. So, but that was sort of the news of what's going on. So I'm sure you guys were like wondering, and if you caught in later into the end of a live, you weren't sure what was going on. That's what's going on. So we are officially a full homeschool household. So if you guys, any of you guys know anyone, or you yourselves are facing trying to homeschool your kids, because I know that's a tough thing. I mean, just being around while your kids are homeschooled. You know, if you have any questions, let me know. I'm not an expert by any means on any of this, but I've been doing it for 4 years, and going into my 5th year, and so I think I kind of, you know a little bit of what I'm doing, but yeah, you know, I hope you guys all are doing well and you're all healthy. And I know that like, especially in the States, they're saying the next couple weeks are going to be really like the high bad point of everything, and then hopefully after that we'll get over this crap and things will kind of settle out. So I'm really hoping that happens, because I know a lot of you guys are in tough situations, and I hope you all take care of each other and stuff. And yeah, sorry there's no more comments anymore on YouTube, because otherwise, you know, we could read your comments and comment back and everything, but they got us. So no way to communicate that way. But, you know, feel free to, you know, leave messages on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, whatever. And yeah, we'll, you know, have another update for you later on if there's anything to update. So, and I'll talk to you guys later, I suppose. So take care, everybody. Bye.